This your boy Red Dusky.
And it's your boy Rell here.
You're now tuned in to the TheSpill'DPodcast.
TheSpill'DPodcast.
Let's turn up.
Hey, this young coach of Philip Mall calling on. Hey. Let's roll. Hey.
Whoa, walk on your block with that mop and clean the service. Clean up crew, pull up to your curve like a trash man and dump. I'm lit, I ain't worried about nothing. Got stacks on stack, got drums on drums on stack.
Hey man, we here.
We finally here, man.
Man, we finally here.
We been talking about it for a minute.
This the baby right here.
Yeah, it is.
This really the baby. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. First of all, thank you for tuning in. This actually the baby. This is our starter kit. I ain't never had a podcast. How about you?
Never.
Hey,
Never. I thought about something. I didn't know if it was a podcast or a radio show or
right.
whatever the case may be. But when you messaged me and was like, man, I think you'll be good for this. It really mean a lot.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? It mean a lot because when people
appreciate.
see something in you that
Right.
maybe only you see or your wife,
Right.
or whatever may have you, it mean a lot. So I'm excited, bro.
Hey, I'm excited too because when I first thought of it, that was like a year ago, and then for Christmas, I got this equipment, and my wife was like, "Hey, you need to do this."
Right.
So I'm like, "Man, I can do it by myself, but I know it'll be better, and I know I can make it grow more. I need a co-host." And the first person I thought of was Rell. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because I see you. You got your business going. I see you a good husband. We've been around for a while.
Yep.
My wife actually introduced me to you.
Right.
And I felt like we just clicked from there.
Like instantly.
Yeah, click from there.
It was crazy. I was thinking earlier. I was like, I met you on your wedding day.
True.
Like
that's true.
I met you on your wedding day, and it's crazy because you can always really learn a lot about somebody from their family and their friends.
Right.
And that
Appreciate that.
People spoke, just so highly of you, man. So
Appreciate it.
And you say started getting close with Tierra, so it meshed real well and real good, to have, another married couple as friends.
Right. Because we don't have a lot of that.
Nah, man.
People are not getting married like they used to.
People aren't they're getting married, but they're not staying together.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you know what? I seen something that 2020 has tested a lot of married couples.
Oh yeah.
So for the most part.
I mean, it tested, my marriage. We not in a bad way. Right. But I tell Tierra all the time. Previously I wasn't around you all day.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. that make a lot of sense.
I wasn't around you all day, so we have to get used to being around each other every day.
Right. That makes sense. Hey, well, this first segment of the show, we got the Rell Report.
The Rell Report. Now, for this, I wanted like some ABC World News music.
Right.
But it's okay because it's the first episode.
It's the first episode, so, and I like how you did the. Say that again.
It's the Rell Report.
Oh, we got see. I don't think you noticed, but I hit you with one of these. The Spill Podcast. So I didn't notice that. Oh yeah. So being that you said the Rell Report, we gotta get
one of those. We gotta get one. I gotta get a button.
Yeah.
I gotta get a button where
we got to get a button, folks.
Where I can just hit it and be like,
The Spill Podcast.
Exactly.
But it's gonna say the Rell Report.
Yep.
All right. What you got for us, man? What you got for us today?
This week, January 26th.
Right.
1 year. That marks 1 year from us losing our brother and one of the greatest of all time. Kobe Bryant. Number 8. Number 24. Number 24. 8. And of course, the rest in peace to the others, his daughter and those others
right,
who passed away on that tragic day.
Right.
It was a rough day for me.
Well, where were you during the time that happened?
I was sitting down in the living room, watching TV, just normal. My cousin called me and was like, "Hey, did you hear that Kobe Bryant died?" And I was like, "What?" So instantly, I started fact checking.
Oh yeah.
Because that stuff comes out all the time.
All the time, man.
Celebrities die,
all
they
the
be
time,
perfectly
man.
alive. But
Yeah.
Went up to Tierra. I said, "Tierra, you're not gonna believe this." She said, "Oh my God, Beyonce died." I was like, "No, it wasn't Beyonce." It was Kobe.
Right.
And
Right.
it was a rough day. I cried like a little baby back bitch.
Oh man. Hey, listen. I was at work.
Really?
I was at work. I was actually working outside, and the guy came up to me. He said, "Man, Kobe just went down in a plane." I said, "Kobe? No. You must be talking about some Kobe steaks that just that it didn't make it to the U.S.
They just
Kobe,
went down.
Some wagyus that just not this Kobe. Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant? No. So when it actually hit me, and then it brought me back to my childhood actually, because I'm like, I grew up to learn and to love Kobe Bryant, somebody that I didn't get to meet, But when you watch somebody over the years, you feel like you know them.
Yeah.
So,
you feel like, I felt like I lost a family member.
Oh yeah.
That's how impactful Kobe Bryant was to me. I mean, I grew up around Jordan. I was younger.
Right.
Especially towards the end of his career. But I grew up watching Kobe Bryant.
Right.
Like that was from freshman. I remember when he went to prom with Brandy right before he got drafted or something like that.
Right.
All the way up to his last game where he dropped 60 points and was just relentless in it. And just the hard work, the Mamba mentality and all that is just, amazing what he left behind.
Right.
In people, not only in the NBA, but, in all aspects of life.
So let me ask you this. Be real with me, because this is all we all about. All right.
Yep.
Your best Kobe moment.
Oh man, it's gonna be the 81.
Why is that?
Me and my cousin was watching it. I remember it like it was just yesterday, and this man was just you couldn't stop him. It's like no matter what Toronto did, you just couldn't stop him, and now that you learn, because I seen a quote from Kwame Brown. Kobe came in the locker room prior to the game and was like, "Y'all might as well not even stretch. I ain't passing to none of you niggas tonight." And went and dropped 81 points.
Hey man, I remember that too. It was all over the ESPN.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Kobe just did his thing. He was just shooting. That's what I mean. Kobe was not known for passing the ball. Not at all. Number 8 to number 24 didn't pass at all. If he passed it, because it was all 5 teammates was guarding him.
Yeah, he was being double teamed.
Right.
More than likely, or it was a smart play.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Kobe was that guy, and he'll forever be in our hearts. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, and to everybody that love Kobe Bryant. Hey, we all feel what you're going through.
All right, we're gonna move on.
We're gonna move on.
Move on to the next piece of the Rell Report.
What we got, Rell?
Now, more than 100 million people worldwide been affected by COVID-19.
Right.
100 million.
Right.
But according to Johns Hopkins University, it will be months before all Americans who want a COVID-19 vaccine can get one. And White House senior COVID advisor said this. Now, let me ask you this, man.
Right.
You getting the vaccine?
Me, myself, I'm not. I'm neutral.
Right.
I'm really not for it, and I'm really not against it. Right. I don't blame you if you get it. You get it. You get it. All right. In my opinion, when you ask me, I never got the flu vaccine.
Right. Me neither.
and I've been healthy as an ox. I'm more on the older side, meaning I grew up on the older generation, and I listened to them. My aunt said, "Hey, make sure you have some underclothes on.
Put that undershirt on.
Put that undershirt on. Make sure
you better put that undershirt and that cap. Put that cap on.
Tell me about it. Take them vitamins. You know, take them. Hey, I don't even got no alcohol right now. I'm trying to save. Matter of fact, hey,
man, come on.
Can we pour some? This is on the Spill podcast. You know, pour you a shot. You know, hey, I can pour you some, or you can pour your own. You know, it don't matter. This on us today. You know. Hey, what we drinking right now? We drinking on some Patron and orange juice. For anybody that's wondering what we doing. Patron.
Hey, we can get y'all, you know, some kind of endorsement, maybe.
Hey,
it's just the first episode, but give us some time.
Give us some time. This is Red Dusky speaking.
Give us some time. We gonna have it for free.
Speak.
I'm speaking it in existence right now.
Speak, brother.
And some Doritos like Ashanti had on the first.
Now, like you said, COVID has affected us. I've been seeing troubling news about this vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
Troubling news. People taking it, dying from it. People having all types of side effects. Me personally, no, I won't get the vaccine because, like I said, I grew up on the old people, and you out of sight, out of mind. Long as I keep doing what I am, I feel like I'm gonna make it through many years. Just like because the flu has shaken, and you know people are still dying from the flu, as you can see. And I haven't taken that, haven't got the flu, and I'm still here. And like I said, I'm not against the vaccine. It's just my beliefs and just where I'm going with it. You know.
Now here's the twist.
Okay.
And what you said.
Hit me with it.
The twist is, from my understanding, now my brother's supposed to go to Costa Rica next week. So they're requiring him to be tested before he goes.
Okay.
And tested when he comes back in Costa Rica. He has to get tested for COVID too.
Okay.
So what do you feel about, because I've heard this too, that they may require the vaccination in order to travel? That's a doozy.
Well, I be damn. Because listen, COVID has tested us because a lot of people are trying to travel more. Prices has dropped.
Oh yeah, you can go to Florida for like $20 right
now. Dude, the guy I work with. Now, COVID has been. Let's get back to it. COVID has been a curse and a blessing, right? Just I'm gonna tell you why. Speaking of prices, guy I work with, right? He's been able to see his family in Florida every other weekend.
Oh yeah,
because of the prices.
It's cheap.
Even though COVID has limited us, but also has helped a lot of people, he's been able to see his family more than he did before.
Gift and a curse,
right?
Definitely gift and a curse.
So back to what you were saying. Hey man, is there any way I can sound like a waiver? You know,
like, hey, you know, I'm not taking this vaccine, but if I get it, I'm not gonna sue y'all.
You know, is there any way I can just take a waiver? Like, man,
I don't know, man. I'm still neutral on this whole thing because I don't really know. You know, I mean, people have been getting it. They've been fine. People have been getting it and half their face been falling off. So, for me, that's not enough for me to say, hey, I'm all on board.
Right. For the vaccine. Okay.
But it's not enough for me to say, you know, because, you know, I don't want to be in the house forever. You know, we took a trip. We went to Florida.
Did you?
But I drove. Yeah.
You drove?
I drove all the way down there.
How was the experience driving?
It actually wasn't that bad.
Really?
If you got a good playlist.
Really?
If you got a good playlist, and then Tierra, she loved to talk. She got conversations for days.
All right. Work related?
Just all over.
All over. Okay.
Just all over. It really, we talk about everything. So I had that, and we drove overnight, so the kids were asleep. So they didn't give no problem. The worst problem we had was the grandmas.
Really?
Yeah, they was the ones that wanted to stop and go to the bathroom.
Oh man, how many times was that?
We probably stopped more times than we wanted to, but I drove 9 hours down. Tiara's sister drove like another 2, and I drove like the last.
Okay, so you had some help.
Briefly, just to get some sleep.
Right.
Just to get about 2 hours of sleep.
2 hours, then you was back at it.
Then I was back at it. But it really wasn't that bad. I'd do it again.
You do it again?
I'd do it again to Florida. I would go cross country because I did it. It wasn't that bad.
Okay, for the people that's watching and the people that's listening, Rell, pros and cons driving in Florida.
The pros was that my wife was really concerned about flying with the kids. Now, flying with the kids can be a doozy, especially going through TSA.
Right.
That's always very stressful.
Right. TSA. Even though we know you're doing your job, but we are trying to board the plane as quickly as possible.
That's all we're trying to do. I ain't got no weed on me.
I ain't got no gun.
All these kids, I ain't got no.
Come on, man. I'm just trying to get these kids on this motherfucking plane.
You want to talk about some top flight security of the world,
man. Any worse experience with TSA?
Other than them having to take the baby wipes all the way out of my bag.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the baby wipes, they contain liquid.
Right. Okay, I get it.
So
baby wipes.
They take all of your stuff out the bag.
Ain't no
they don't
cocaine in the baby wipes.
They just don't take, a couple things. They take everything out your bag, and you have to put it back.
Right.
Some drawers, toothbrush.
Man, come on, man.
Good thing it was clean.
Where were you going? Actually,
I believe it was when we flew to Iceland to go to Amsterdam.
You did.
Yeah.
Dude, I wanted to go so bad.
I want to go back. But it was hard to eat over there.
You did mention that before.
It's hard to eat over there. They don't, they're European, so they're not known for food.
Okay. European, any Europeans listening? Not
Italian people.
Not Italian.
And not people from Spain.
Okay.
But those Europeans, where we was at, and I guess it was Holland or Netherlands, Amsterdam.
Okay.
It's Netherlands. So their food was not good. Not good at all. We ended up having to go to the grocery store and buying our own stuff.
Can we get some soul food in the Netherlands?
Some seasoning, y'all.
Some hot sauce.
Something.
Some cayenne pepper.
They didn't.
Some garlic stock.
It's like they don't use the same stuff, even like their ranch dressing and their ketchup, and
really
just off.
Wow.
Because they don't use the same stuff. All of them skinny over there.
Really? Oh.
They don't have an obese problem. That's why America has a obese problem because they got all them additives in the food.
That's true.
But they don't have all that.
Speaking of obese, mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
Last time you hit the gym.
At home gym, because I work out every day.
Really? Dude,
so
I've been slacking.
Now, I work out every day as of last Friday.
I've been slacking.
So I definitely slacked off, bro.
Dude.
Like since COVID, and they closed the gym, I haven't went to the gym.
Dude, I was before COVID. I didn't mean to cut you off. Before COVID, I was in the gym, going hard. Mm-hmm. And before my wife was pregnant. Speaking of my wife dropped over 50 pounds.
Oh man!
Before pregnancy, my wife had dropped over 50 pounds.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing her in the gym.
Yeah, she was working hard. She was a fighter. She was working hella hard. To all people who feel like they can't lose weight, it's only a man thing.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely mental.
Your body is a whole machine. You'll be amazed at the results. And hey, like I said, get back to it. Man, I slacked on COVID. I actually went to the gym, Gold's Gym, right? I actually went, and it was more crowded than before.
For real. Recently?
All of the machines, they were X out. So when you X out a particular area, now everybody's trying to get to one area. So now it's more crowded. So when I went, I was like, whoa.
It was bad before that. Like before trying to get on the treadmill was like, come on.
It's just a treadmill, dude.
Trying to get on a treadmill before, so I know if they got 1, 2 skip a few on a treadmill.
Oh,
then
man.
I haven't been to the gym right before they closed.
Right.
I stopped going. They still charging me, but that's another situation I have to take up with those.
Hey, if I'm not coming to the gym, right, can a brother get away?
Now, I don't think they was charging while they was closed, but they recently opened back up. So I've been noticing my bank account $29.99 be coming up. I'm like, hold up, Golds.
Golds. Come on, Golds.
Golds, we got to have a discussion.
Come on, Golds. Hey, Golds.
And then you can't cancel online.
No, you can't.
You have to go inside of the gym.
Why?
To tell them that you're canceling your membership. So they can probably try to talk you into not doing it.
Hey, brother, we got these weights over here.
Let me ask you a question. Why the biggest guy always have the littlest shirt on?
That's a question. I don't know, bro. Like, being that I'm recently into my bigness.
You came into it. You accepted it.
I came into it, but it's like you don't. It's like you can't realize that you want. Like, I've recently started wearing my size shirt because it's like you don't want to let go. It's like, I know I can fit in this large. I know I look good in this large. Meanwhile, your stomach hanging.
Right.
They see that little skin at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to accept it. I look better in a bigger shirt, quite frankly. I've kind of accepted my bigness.
The fellas want to look good too, ladies.
We do.
We got a figure too.
We do.
A figure has no gender. It goes around. A cat, a dog, a bird, a male, a female. Hey, we want to look good too.
We do. We want to be, we want to have muscles. We want to have a 6-pack. I've never had a 6-pack before.
Never.
Ever.
Since a kid.
Even when I was 175 pounds, I did not have a 6-pack. I always had a little belly.
A little good.
I always like food.
But when it comes to weight, you still had some type of intimidation factor. You was bigger than somebody else.
True, I was.
Right.
I was, yeah. Still.
I mean, dude, you don't look bad.
Yeah, I went to the doctor recently. He said, man, you're not a big guy. It's like there's nothing wrong with you.
Speaking of doctors, I got a question for you, Rell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say don't, but why is there a narrative of black men going to the doctor?
You know what? I fit that narrative because I never really went to the doctor until, recently, till this January, when I was like, man, let me go ahead and find me a primary care doctor. So I found a primary care doctor, and I made sure I found one that was black.
Right.
Joseph James. Look him up. He on Midlothian.
Shout out to Joseph James.
Now, it's not a lot of black doctors.
Not a lot.
And the one that I have is completely booked. But we went this long without finding a doctor. You can wait a couple months. Look him up.
So that's Joseph James on Midlothian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Joseph James. But I did go and, had a routine physical, everything. I'm perfectly healthy.
Okay.
He did say, I had some issues with like liver.
All right.
But recently I cut back a lot of drinking.
Okay.
This is fine,
All right. Just making sure.
No. This is perfectly fine for me. Like,
okay.
I don't drink as much. But
right.
Previously I used to drink.
Right. Yeah.
A lot.
Right, because ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. This is spilled, right?
This is the spill.
So I can bring my alcoholism.
You can bring your alcohol. You can bring your marijuana. This is us.
That's something I won't give up.
This is our show. So, hey, the first time I went to your household, which is a beautiful home.
Thank you.
You speaking about alcohol. When someone offer you a drink, a cup, you see how I got right now. Just a cup. He poured his own shot. He offered me the bottle. Black Hennessy. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
He said, it's yours. And I'm like, whoa. And he said, you want to make a pizza? I'm like, nah, I just are you still making pizzas?
Not as much as I was.
Okay.
But I was hooked on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Alcohol and pizza?
Yeah.
Homemade pizza.
Homemade pizza.
Not Giorgiano.
No, not Domino's.
Not Domino's.
Make your own, man.
Make your own. Tell them how you make your own pizza, Rell.
So, this is what I do, right? Y'all listening? I buy a pizza crust from the store.
What store is that, Rell?
I prefer Food Line. Food. Have everyday low prices.
They give you the discount when you check out?
MVP.
Most valuable pizza.
No MVP. So I get that. It's a Mama Mia's.
Okay.
And I go buy marinara sauce. I prefer Bertolli, Vineyard, marinara. And I buy the pepperonis. I buy the whatever I want to put on it.
Right.
Cheese, mozzarella, whatever cheese you want on it, whatever vegetable you want, trying to go like a healthy route. Get the vegetable. Put that thing on in there with sauce it up.
Sauce it up real
cheese and
good.
the pepperoni. Put as much cheese and pepperoni you want to. Put that on the oven for 10 minutes.
I did eat a piece of pizza.
10 minutes.
I did eat a piece of pizza.
When? Recent?
No, when we went over
At my
there.
crib.
At your crib, I did.
It hit. I made pizzas for many of my friends, and they always tell me like, "Man, this is like the best pizza. It's better than
The pizza was great.
you can go out and go to Pizza Hut, Domino's. It's better than that.
Pizza was
Better than DiGiorno. It hit, man.
Yeah.
It hit differently when you make your own. That's like when you cook your food anyway.
Right.
When you cook your own food, it's a different type of taste than when you go get it from somewhere else.
like the saying like Mama used to make.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Are women still cooking like Mama used to make?
No.
Why is that?
I just don't. I can only speak for my household. And
Right.
she
Right.
just
He's not speaking for the world.
She just don't feel like it.
She just don't feel like it.
But when she do, boy, I'm telling you, she's one of the best.
So let me ask you this question. Me growing up, always saw the woman in the kitchen. The man was always outside.
Outside working on the car.
Outside working on the car.
Now I can't. Now I like cooking.
Right.
So, I've recently, not recently, but I started learning how to really cook when I was 25. And that's because, I started having a family. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and start cooking. I actually enjoy it, especially now with, us trying to diet and stuff, trying to find different things to eat that's healthy for you.
Right.
That's kind of like, my thing now.
Okay.
But no, I mean, women are not really doing a lot of things like they used to back in the day. But cooking, I think, is one of them.
Cooking is one of them. Sometimes a hot meal would solve your day.
Oh yeah,
A very hot meal would solve your day.
That's an easy way to a man's heart. If there's any single ladies out there, food. This is coming from a man.
I think because all the big mamas, all the grandmas, all aunties, the little girls, the little nieces, cousin, whatever, female, whatever, they used to be standing in the kitchen with them. I remember with my grandma rest in peace. Mm-hmm. I used to go to people gardens and I used to pick beans. Mm-hmm. Right. And she told me how to snap them. And I used to go pick up I'm not sure it was a cabbage or lettuce. I forgot what it was. I know I used to pick turnips. I used to pick green tomatoes. I used to do all those things with my grandma. And she didn't work. My grandma, I'm 30 years old. My grandma passed about 6 years ago. And then she never had a job.
Right.
But one of her main jobs was, she was keeping the house clean, and the meals was just ridiculous. It used to be so much food.
Man, somebody, them grandmas, man, they can just cook up a whole lot of food in a short amount of time.
I used to I used to go to sleep. I knew in the morning that cast iron pan is gonna be popping. smelling it.
Yeah.
You know, wake up in the morning. This one I used to eat a lot of pork. I don't too much eat pork now.
Right.
But fat back bacon, homemade biscuits.
Oh yeah.
I used to eat homemade biscuits.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from scratch, fluffy. And then she used to have preservatives like in the cabinet.
Oh yeah.
They used to come in those mason jars.
Yeah.
Man,
It sounds like you from where I'm from.
the country.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was born. If anybody know me, I was born in the country, but I was raised in the city.
Right.
So when I came to the city, you know, it was a difference between. It was a major difference because in the city, I'm not speaking for everybody in the city, but it was more like a lot of microwave food.
Yeah. A lot of oodles and noodles.
Yeah, man. When I was in the country, I never ate a pack of oodles and noodles.
Right.
No tacos. No.
Now let me ask you this real quick.
Right.
Has your grandma ever made tacos?
No.
That's the thing. That's a now thing.
My grandma has never made tacos.
My grandmother's never made. I don't even think my mom has made me a taco ever. Now she might have took me to Taco Bell.
Yeah, she might have took you to Taco Bell. But yeah.
I've never had a homemade taco when I was growing up.
No. You know what I had? I had some chicken.
Had a lot of chicken.
I'm talking about seasoned
what
chicken.
I'm scarred on right now?
What is that?
I had so much pork chops.
Oh man.
And it was like pork chops almost. It was like different types of pork chops. It was like, okay, one day you have fried pork chops, and next day you have baked pork chops, and barbecue pork chops.
Man, listen.
Then some Italian season. Now you got Italian pork chops.
Man, I haven't had pork chop over about 6-7 years. But my favorite pork chop to eat when I was eating it, smothered with gravy.
I don't know why that sounds good to me. I don't even eat pork like that.
Onions, peppers. See, let me tell y'all something. For all my listeners and viewers, our listener viewers. Black people make their own gravy. The Spill Podcast. Ooh. Black people make their own gravy. Let me tell you something. I don't care if you just fry some chicken, they take that chicken grease, add a little flour, a little water, season that thing on up. And you can about to get a delicious meal for that second go round.
All you need is the juice.
All you need. You know what? Let's get back to this.
Let's get back. We on the Rell Report.
We on the Rell Report. We definitely on the Rell. And this is actually good for the first episode. Speaking of black people and food, I think black people are magnificent. I'm not saying they're above anybody else, but to actually overcome struggle and less than is amazing to me.
Oh yeah.
The reason why I say that because soul food. So we talk about soul food. Soul food is a delicacy, if I'm saying that word right. Now in America,
That's about right.
there's a lot of people, restaurants and everything is like bought around this certain area of food, and it's eaten worldwide, no matter what color you are. But soul food was really scraps.
That's what it was. It was whatever the master didn't want, he gave to black people.
Black people.
Gave to the slaves.
And what black people did was, what we still do now is, we add a little seasoning on it.
A little seasoning.
You heard that, Amsterdam?
And make it all, and make it better.
Make it much better.
So,
From pig feet to
everything
on the pig was ate.
Everything
We
on the
didn't
pig
get
was-
we didn't get the ham.
Nah, yeah.
Got everything else though.
Black people still eating chitlins for Thanksgiving.
Man. And that's
Slaves-
probably the only time that I would eat chitlins.
I gave up chitlins.
I would eat chitlins if I'm around my country family,
Right.
and it's a holiday, and they made some chitlins,
Right.
and they said somebody gonna eat these.
Somebody gonna eat these.
Go
chitlins.
ahead, give me a bowl of chitlins and some hot sauce.
My wife, she don't eat boiled chitlins. They fry them.
I don't think fried chitlins.
I said the same thing. That's not country.
Fried chitlins.
Real. I said the same exact thing.
They bread them?
They fry the chicken with onions and peppers.
Damn. Now fried chitlins, I might have to experience that. Cause I don't think I never had. They was always in a pot.
They was always in the pot, Real.
And you put them in the, bowl. They was juicy. They slide down and.
Real. They eat fried chitlins.
I'm gonna have to give me some. I'm gonna have to try some the next holiday when I'm around my country family. Hey, make sure y'all fry me a couple of them.
Shout out to all the country folks.
Shout out to the
eating
country
like
folks,
that.
man.
We appreciate
y'all
y'all.
say
We are country born people up here, but we living in the city
all day long.
What we got next, Real?
All right, let's see. Now, I'm gonna go to this next thing here. This was really disturbed me.
Okay.
And when I heard it, I just could not believe that this happened.
What we talking about?
Earlier this week, on West Broad Street, a man robbed Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
He robbed Chick-fil-A through the drive-thru.
Hold on. You trying to tell me?
This is a real story.
You trying to tell me somebody pulled up at Chick-fil-A?
Not only pulled up, walked up.
Hold on. He ain't had no car.
He ain't had no car. He walked. Let me tell you what happened.
He dangerous.
So employees were working in the drive-thru, and a male was standing nearby. A Henrico police spokesman wrote in the email about the crime. The male gradually walked closer to the store employees and demanded money while indicating he had a weapon. Now, the suspect knocked the employee down, grabbed the money, and was last seen running towards 50th Street, then across West Broad Street towards Willow Lawn. The audacity, man.
What's wrong with that dude?
I don't know what's wrong with him. I feel like he did something that he really didn't have to do. I feel like you could rob Chick-fil-A through the app. Through the Chick-fil-A app.
Most definitely.
I feel like you could say, hey, I want all the money, put it in the app, give me all the money, and they'll have the money ready when you get there.
Right.
With extra sauce.
What Polynesian?
With the Polynesian sauce for you.
First and foremost, I have never experienced a bad moment at Chick-fil-A.
Never.
I know that's sort of like a meme that's going around, but I have never at Chick-fil-A. I just never did.
I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. I may have one where they may have forgot something.
Right.
But they've always replaced it with that and more.
Right.
I've never had a bad experience. And for him to rob the Chick-fil-A, how dare you, brother? How dare you?
What's wrong with you? First.
I feel like now Chick-fil-A gonna have that guard up.
Well,
I feel like they're gonna have the guard. I feel like they're not gonna give us as much sauce as we want. I feel like now we're gonna be limited to 2 sauces because this brother want to go and do the things he did. How dare you, brother?
First and foremost, you have to be a strong individual to go walk through the drive-thru and demand money. First of all, reenactment.
I'm ready.
Reenactment. Okay. I'm the robber.
I'm Chick-fil-A.
You Chick-fil-A? Okay. Here we go.
Hey, welcome to Chick-fil-A.
I
I'm
need
gonna take your order.
Let me get all that money.
Do you want it in 5, 10s, or 20s?
I said, let me get all the money. And matter of fact, while you at it, throw some Polynesian in that way.
How many do you want? 1, 2, 7, 32?
I don't think you understand what I just said. Give me the goddamn money.
Oh, okay. Would you like it in a plastic bag or a paper bag?
You see how this going here?
I feel like he didn't have to get physical with him.
Yeah, like right.
Why'd you knock him down, bro?
like Chick-fil-A is one of the most like gracious people. Like they are like, I think they are like God's like cousins.
I feel like there's Chick-fil-A's in heaven and they're closed on Sunday.
The Spill podcast. Hey, that was a good one.
There's a reason why Chick-fil-A's are closed on the 7th day. Because they did all that gracious work those 6 days, just as God did when he created the heavens and earth.
Right.
And they rest on the 7th day. And then rightfully so.
You need your ass whipped.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Yeah, you need an ass whooping.
That's the
Because
first
you shouldn't be trying to rob no Chick-fil-A, man. Come on, man.
Nah.
Come on, man.
7-Eleven,
Yeah, this ain't more reasonable.
something like that, bro. That's
Do something more whatever that word is. You know what I get saying?
something else, man. Chick-fil-A, they just don't deserve that, bro.
Right,
They're
right.
too good to us.
Right.
They give us too much extra sauce. McDonald's,
Definitely.
their ice cream machines always broken.
Hit a Mickey D.
They only give us one
Hit that
sauce
Mickey D's.
for 20 nuggets. You give
That
us one
goddamn
sauce.
Mickey D.
Rob the McDonald's. Don't touch Chick-fil-A. They ain't had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
All right. We're almost done with the Red Report. We got 2 more.
All right.
Two more.
All
All right, so this last Sunday we found out who was going to be in the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. So we got the Chiefs versus the Buccaneers. Got Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. We got the baby goat versus the big goat.
Right.
Who you got?
Honestly, I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Oh yeah,
I think it's gonna be based off defense. Whoever has the better defense, I think it's gonna be a shootout. Patrick Mahomes is that guy. Mm-hmm. I believe it's a match where the legend is leaving and a new legend is being born.
right.
So this face off is a good face off, and I wouldn't rather have it any other way. So I'm really neutral about the situation, but respect to both of those guys, Tom Brady and Mahomes. And Mahomes is a tough guy.
Man,
He's young, energetic, athletic.
he gets it done.
He's a tough individual.
Don't matter if he down. Don't matter if he up. He gets it done, and this game is going to be a great game.
Yeah. And I hope it do. I don't want any blowouts. I wanted to go to the last seconds.
I wanted to be. I mean, if you know Tom Brady's Super Bowls,
Yeah.
Tom Brady's Super Bowls, there's always drama behind it. I mean, we didn't seen that man come back. What, it was down 28-3
Oh yeah, against Atlanta Falcons.
in the second half.
Man, the second half was crazy.
But we also seen. I know last year, Patrick Mahomes, every playoff game he played, he had to come back. He was down 21-0 against the Texans.
Amazing.
So, with that narrative in there, it's gonna be a great game. I'm taking Mahomes. I can't. Brady didn't had his time.
He's taking Mahomes.
Brady had his time. This
He's
is
taking
Mahomes. This is like a passing of the torch game.
I believe. I absolutely
It's
believe
the
that.
passing of the torch game, and we're gonna see that torch pass to Mahomes. Hopefully, it's a great game. It should be a great game.
Right.
I don't want to see no blowouts either. How do you like to watch the Super Bowl? Do you like to go to a Super Bowl party? Or
Well, during this COVID season,
Right.
Of course,
right.
I'm gonna be with my individuals. If you're having something, I'd be happy to come. Matter of fact, speaking of Super Bowl, we can podcast the Super Bowl.
We could podcast the Super Bowl.
You definitely could. Hey, speaking to the Spill podcast. That's my
Super
guy
Bowl
right
edition.
there. That's my guy right there. But yeah, man, hey, ain't nothing like some good old brew.
Yep.
Some wings.
Wings definitely a must.
Some chips and
But
dip.
you might want to get the chicken now.
Oh yeah, you gonna definitely have to do the chicken now.
Because if you go out Sunday and
Man,
try to get
listen.
some Super Bowl chicken,
Man, listen, I went to a Super Bowl years ago, and I never knew they had so many sauces for wings.
Man.
Super Bowl. It was that many chickens, and I'm looking like this is like a whole farm over here. Like
Yeah.
chicken. Like
chicken,
wow.
Wings are definitely a must. You gotta have wings. You gotta have some dip,
You got some dip on your chip.
and then whatever else you had. I mean, you can have meatballs. You can have little
Definitely.
sandwiches, a couple little sandwiches.
Yeah, a couple of them.
But yeah, lately, last couple of Super Bowls, I've been enjoying watching the Super Bowl by my goddamn self.
Really?
Yes, just sitting there with my beer and my food, and just my big ass TV and just watching the Super Bowl by myself. Prior to that, though, I always used to have a Super Bowl party.
Really?
Every year.
Wow.
Every single year.
Wow.
I don't know if it's been because, I'm a husband, got kids.
That might be. That might be a thing.
I'm just
nothing wrong
used
with
to
that.
be in my own space, and I like enjoying stuff by myself now. But, that's now. I mean, I guess I like to watch it by myself now.
Right. There's nothing wrong with it.
No offense to you. You want to come over.
I don't know. I kind of got a little. I kind of got a lot.
But yeah, that was that Super Bowl talk. Now, lastly, we got the Black News of the Week. This is the last part of it. So
Black News of the Week.
So Black News of the Week, we actually just want to praise somebody. I don't know if you heard about this young lady, Amanda Gorman.
Okay.
She read a poem at the inauguration.
No, I didn't hear that. I should have.
So she's young. I'm not quite sure. Let me see how old she is.
What's her name again?
Amanda Gorman.
Amanda Gorman, if you're listening, we thank you and appreciate you.
22 years old. Read a poem at the inauguration, right? So she read that poem. Beautiful poem. She's on now. She'll be reading a poem at the Super Bowl. And she's recently signed to IMG Models. Mm-hmm. And she'll be basically a model for fashion and beauty endorsements, along with, a lot of other people, like Naomi Osaka. She's a famous tennis player. So just Black News of the Week. We just want to praise Amanda Gorman. Keep on keeping on, doing your thing.
Keep doing your thing, Amanda.
Keep on writing them poems. They're beautiful. And that was the Rell Report for this episode 1 of
The Spill Podcast. But let's go, man. I'm going to play a little comedy game, right? You ready, Rell?
I'm ready, man.
I'm going to ask you a question. We both can alternate back and forth.
Okay.
Things you don't say to your boss. I'll go first. Things you don't say to your boss. I'm putting in for PTO and I ain't got no time.
Gotta go take a shit.
Things you don't say to your boss. You've been using the elevator. You think you want to use the stairs?
Oh, the green stuff on my desk? Oh, I had a green cookie earlier.
A Christmas cookie?
Christmas tree cookie that Debbie gave me for the Christmas party. Remember that? I just dusted off.
Things you don't say to your boss. Hey, nah. My cousin and them, yeah, they need an application. But the thing is, they got 3 felonies. And I'm going to need you to pull that for me real quick.
Last week, I was supposed to be here what day? Monday? I didn't call out. I didn't do my timesheet either.
Things you don't say to your boss. Don't call me, I'll call you.
The reason why I hung up on them was
That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that one. All right. This next section. I do this all the time. At work, at home. Sometimes my wife gets mad at me. The dad joke of the day.
I'm looking forward to this.
Why are African Americans so tall?
I don't know why.
Because they're Negroes.
They're Negroes. Like, they're Negroes. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And that was the comedy section of this show. Now,
Before we continue,
Rell,
have a dad joke.
say what's on your mind.
Okay, is that okay with you? All right, so what do you call a man with a rubber toe?
I'm pretty good at this. A rubber toe.
I'm gonna ask it again. What do you call a man with a rubber toe?
I don't know.
Roberto.
I gotta sip to that. Hey, I think I made my match with the dad jokes. Usually I'm pretty good with those.
Every time we have a dad joke segment, I'm gonna make sure that I have one to match yours.
Hey, well, that's how we do it.
So you gotta come correct.
That's how we do it. Okay, now we get to the section. The Spill Podcast. We're gonna get on a serious note.
Okay, let me get some more liquor.
Okay, yeah. Pour you something. Why are you pouring the liquor? Patron, this is. Thank you, Patron. We appreciate if you all sponsor, something.
Patron. Look, this is just the first episode. Y'all can get on right now.
Right now.
It'll cost you less.
Talk to them, right? Talk to them, real.
Oh.
This segment of the Spill Podcast, we're gonna get real deep, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna explain based on our experiences, and to help anybody that's going through. Right? Okay. Let's back to the Spill Podcast. Right, Rell. Do you think parenting has softened during this generation?
That is crazy that you asked that question, because me and Tierra have been going back and forth on that. Not in a bad way.
Okay. I mean, cut you off. When he says Tierra, Tierra's his wife.
Tierra's my wife.
Tierra's my wife. So
we've been going, actually talking about this all week.
Okay.
Because your question was, has parenting softened?
This generation.
Yes. But in a good way.
In a good way. Okay. When you say that, right, based on prior parenting, so from the old school to which is now the new school.
Right.
What is the difference?
Okay. Now, I can only speak from personal experience.
Right.
Let me just make it perfectly clear that I feel like my parents did the best job they could possibly do with me.
Right.
Right. And my brother and my sister. So, with that being said, though, I just feel like we grew up with tougher parents physically.
Oh, most definitely.
Now, there was a lot of physical discipline
Right.
that we had that was intended to make us not do wrong.
Right.
It was good intentions behind getting whippings or beatings.
Exactly.
Now, I asked myself this question actually recently. Did those whippings actually stop me from continuing on and doing things that were, I guess, quote unquote, wrong?
Right.
The answer is no.
Right.
I got plenty of whippings. I did plenty of things that my parents probably did not know that I was doing or didn't want me to do, or in their minds was wrong. Like I said, I understand the intentions behind it, but I don't think physically putting your hands on your children actually stopped them from doing kid things.
Right. Most definitely. Me personally, I'm from the era where the physicality of situations got escalated real quickly.
Right.
You was told, if you don't put that down,
I'm gonna beat your ass. Yeah.
I mean, on the spot.
On the spot.
I'm from the era where a look can mean a lot of things.
That means you're gonna get a whipping later.
It is gonna be
That
on
mean
right now.
I can't whip you right now in front of all these white folks.
It's on. I remember the worst thing, Rell, was, I'm gonna tell you a story. The worst thing was my mama was buying groceries and she was paying for the groceries. And I said,
Mama, can I have this?
and she looked at me with that eye.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that, my mama wasn't rich and none of that. I didn't know that you're not supposed to ask for things at particular time,
Right.
Because, it can affect someone's thinking. It's basically like like you out of line. You know, it's in a child's place. So
Well, they didn't come to the store to buy you.
yeah, right.
That's
most
that was
definitely.
one of the key things that my mama used to tell me is that don't when you go in the store,
Yeah.
don't touch nothing,
Yeah.
don't ask for nothing,
Don't.
because I'm not getting you nothing.
You heard what he said, right? That alone, that still like kind of pump me up sometimes because I remember that.
Why do black mothers all say the same thing?
You know what? I think.
Is it like a meeting? Do they
Yeah,
go to a meeting?
I don't know. Black women are just man. Me growing up, me being raised how I am. The era of discipline was like a big thing because if you wasn't respectful of your peers, you got discipline.
Yeah, that was now respect. Yeah, a lot of our lessons that we got was definitely about respecting people.
Right. So
I agree with that.
So, me personally, me and my wife, my say babe, we go back and forth because she feel like I don't want to say she feel like, but I know I'm soft when it comes to my children because I feel like I have got enough beatings for them.
Right.
Like, and I don't want to repeat, which is now what people are saying is the generational thing, this trend. You know, I feel like, you know, it's discipline. You know, discipline is needed. It's very needed because
Absolutely.
we go back to the saying staying in a child's place. You know, I'm from the era where if all the adults in the kitchen, don't no kids go in the kitchen.
No, you don't, and you don't also participate in grown folks' conversation
At all. Man, that was the quickest way to get.
Man,
I don't care if it's one word.
you can't say nothing when grown folks talk.
Ooh,
It's different now.
it's very different now, man.
Our kids will actually participate in our conversation.
How you feel about that?
I be wanting to knock them out. Like, it's crazy because me and Tierra was having like a heated debate the other day. And then our son comes down, he's 16, and he's like,
You know what? Guys sound like two 12-year-olds going back and forth.
and I was like,
Really?
he said that. He said, and Naseem doesn't really, he never really says, he's real chill.
Real,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
got that vibe when
He's
I
real
first met
chill. He
him.
really doesn't, you know,
Right.
he's probably our best kid.
Okay.
Not grading my kids, but he's probably the best one.
Yeah.
And he said that, and I was just like, the only thing I wanted to do was like take off my shoe and just chuck it at him real hard.
Right.
I dare you. But it's different now, and that's was one of the struggles I had. I was like, you know, I feel like we give our kids too much freedom to even feel like they can actually, for instance, participate in a grown folks conversation.
Right.
Whereas when we was coming up, we knew not to do that because of what could happen
Oh yeah.
afterwards.
Let me tell you the younger generation that may be or may not be listening. Do you know how it feels to pick out your own weapon against you? Do you know how many times I had to pick out my own switch? Your own switch.
Your own switch.
You're picking out something.
Don't come back with that little switch.
No.
Don't come back. You're gonna have to go back and get.
You
You're gonna have to go back and get another one. That's
another
bigger.
one.
I remember that. I definitely did that. So crazy that we're having this we just had this conversation.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass.
Wow.
We just had this conversation earlier because I had actually wrote something about whippings and beatings the other day.
What you mean, bro? You
The difference between a whooping and a beating.
can you explain that?
Yeah. So I feel like a whooping is something that's done like on impulse. Like you do something within the first 5 or 10 minutes, you get in a whipping.
Right.
I feel like a beating was like a whole scenario.
Right.
Like it was scheduled. You're gonna get a beating at 4:30 in the bedroom. You're gonna get a beating after church because you was messing up in church.
Right.
So you can get a beating after church.
And church folk did not play.
No, church folks did not play, especially my mom. Don't be cutting up in church. That's like the ultimate disrespect. And I feel like it was a whole, you know, just like you said, you pick your weapon, pick your switch, belt, whatever they can get their hands on sometimes. Clothes hanger.
Right.
Man, you ever got beat with a clothes hanger?
Man, I got beaten with a switch, a clothes hanger, cable cord.
Can't forget that old trusted belt.
The belt, my mama's favorite slipper.
The favorite slipper too.
I mean, I'm talking about.
And that jank probably ain't had no traction on the bottom. It's probably gritty.
I'm talking about the favorite slipper, you know. But also what I thought was a bad time then, I feel like it made me who I am today.
I do. I feel like what it does is, even though we got those whippings, right? And we're choosing not necessarily put our hands on our child, it's helping us parent, because we know that physically beating your child is not necessarily, a go-to parenting. It's more communication now, I feel like. I feel like if it was more communication back then, it would have helped mold us a little bit better.
Right.
Not saying that, like I said,
Right,
we're pretty sure that you had great parents.
Right.
I know that I had great parents, but it was just like one aspect of the parenting that I now, as a parent now, that I don't participate in my kids. Like I can't, if my daughter hits her sibling,
okay,
I can't go now and hit her.
Right.
To teach her a lesson about hitting people.
Right.
Because she's still going to think that if somebody does you wrong or does wrong to you, if you're not protecting yourself, it's okay to hit them.
Right.
Especially with my girls, man. I don't want them to think that a man, if you do wrong, it's okay for a man to put his hands on you.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want them to ever think that.
Right.
So
and
I've made a decision as a parent to not. And
that was a lot of going on growing up.
Yeah.
I done met people, some of my favorite friends. I said favorite friends, best friends, whatever you call it. But there was a lot of going on, a lot of domestic abuse, and that's what
it was very common for back then for women to get beat.
Right. And on the show, women, we praise you, we love you.
Absolutely.
And we uplift you, and know we are against domestic violence.
Absolutely.
And a lot of stuff that's
not
going on.
Not for it at all.
But yeah, a lot of that stuff was going on, and I'm raised by women.
Mm-hmm.
So in retrospect, that would help me get through. And I say this, they always say that a woman can't teach you how to be a man. She may not, but she do know a lot. And when I say that, because my aunt, she taught me a lot, and she's a female,
right? And
she's a strong black woman, and she always told me, she said, "Hey, when you get older, you need a job, you need some transportation. Don't no woman want no lazy ass man."
No.
She always told me that. So I knew when I grew up, I knew for one thing, if I didn't have a car, I didn't have a job, I knew I wasn't going to be no lazy ass guy.
Right.
So a lot of that grew into me and what I do with my kids now. But it's very challenging now because a lot of things have changed from the older ways. And it can get to the point where when you're in a relationship, and you have kids, you have to be well respected of everyone's feelings,
right? And
what's going, and how that occasion may turn out. And if everyone's not on the same page, it may look like you're favoring someone, out the balance. And what's challenging with me now is with, my kids, especially my son and my daughters, they're not by my wife, so they have different beliefs when it comes to her mom. And my wife is a strong black woman. She's like, in this house we respect, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir.
Say don't play.
But and a lot of times, like I said, I believe I got enough whoopings and beatings for them. Right. So in the midst of them doing wrong, I feel sorry for them. And that what gets me. And she tell me all the time. She said, "Hey, they see that, and they're using that."
Kids will try you,
Man,
but it's hard to put a kid on punishment, man.
man,
I've, bro,
man,
that is a struggle not to put a kid. Cause I can put a kid on punishment,
right.
but to keep a kid, because I'm probably still on punishment.
Okay,
From back when I was a kid,
Right.
I probably still have a punishment going on right now.
Right.
That's how long our parents used to put us on punishment.
tell me about it.
You'd be on punishment for a month, a whole semester.
Be dying to get outside. I'm talking about, man, the luxury of outside back then.
Outside was like the ultimate.
That was like the club.
You was outside at once the sun hit. Once you got up, you got you some breakfast, some cereal, watched a cartoon or two. You was outside, and you was outside all day long.
All day long. My mom. At first it was us three. I got 4 other siblings, right. But it was just 3 of us time. Hakeem, Raheem, and she used to come outside. Hakeem, Raheem, and I'll be down the street, and one of my friends was, "Hey, your mama calling."
Yep.
I was like, "You heard it."
That goes to show you that black mothers all do the same thing. My mom used to come out the back door because we, in the country, you had
Right.
houses lined up on one side of the street, and then I used to be like probably 4 or 5 houses down.
Okay.
It didn't matter because it was an echo.
Right.
Across the whole, it was like a field. So it was like an echo. She said, Terrell.
Yeah.
You used to hear that
Yeah.
down the street. I was like, oh, that's my mama calling. Time for me to go, y'all.
Time to go.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I grew up on that, man. And times has just definitely changed.
Times change. But I think, like I said, at the beginning of this, I think it changed for the better though, because it's actually getting us to analyze our parenting skills a little bit more thorough,
Right.
than just, our kid's messing up, let's just beat them.
Okay, let me ask you this. For challenging parenting, dealing with their kids, give them some tips from your personal experience.
From my perspective. And I have kids. I have 4 kids, but it's a ever
Beautiful kids.
You continuously, and thank you for that, is you continuously learning. It's a continuous learning process for me, because as you're growing in your parenting process, the kids are growing. So they're going to you have kids different ages, they're going to hit different stages of their life at different times. So you have to one thing is, you have to treat each kid as their own individual. Each kid is different. Mm-hmm. So your approach to each kid is going to have to be different. I have my 6-year-old. She's very sensitive. If I raise my voice just the slightest, she's going to break down and cry. And that's not going to get us anywhere.
Right.
Her
Right.
being so emotional.
Right.
Now I have a 9-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
She's stone cold.
Really?
You can raise your voice. You can take stuff away from her. You can tell her that she's on punishment. And it's like in the back of her mind, she's grinning. Like, bring it on. Like, what else you got for me? You want me to sweep? Fine.
Right.
You want me to do chores? I'll fold the hell out of these clothes. But, and then my son, he's just so, you can't even get mad at him. It's
Really?
like his report card would be like straight A's and have like 1 F. It's like, I can't even be mad at you all the way.
Right. Right.
And then I got a 4-year-old, and she just runs the whole house. Just can't do nothing with it.
Yeah, she's the queen.
Shout
out to the queen.
Whatever she says, go.
Right. I felt about that with my my 8-month-old. She's coming to her own. I think she's
Beautiful baby. She's so freaking cute, man.
Thank you. I think she's definitely gonna be her mom, and her mom is just, she's different.
Mm-hmm.
Different, like very different from anybody I ever have a relation with. My wife is just very different, very strong, black, talented person. And my baby girl, I feel, is the same way. My baby girl is not crawling. She's 8 months. and not crawling. And I'm like, why she's not crawling? Yeah, she's not crawling, but she's standing up for long periods of time.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen so quick. Like the way that kids grow.
Yeah.
She's gonna be crawling, then the next week she's gonna be walking. Then the week after that she's gonna be running.
And I'm like, I came in the room, I'm like, she's just standing up. I'm like, you're not even crawling, but
When did that happen?
man, man, it's just crazy. But the beauty of kids is awesome. Watching them grow up.
Yes, it is.
I think that's the beauty of it.
That is definitely. Now, my wife, she had two before we got together, our 16-year-old and our 9-year-old. So my first experience of seeing a kid grow from a baby all the way up was with the 9-year-old. Right. Even though I've been around Naseem since he was 4. Okay. But from seeing a kid from a baby to grow all the way up is amazing. Right. And you know, we had two more after that, and you know, seeing them, you know, grow and grow, and then seeing them take on, you know, older sibling roles, you know, making their sister food or getting them changed, right. You know, it's just crazy to see them mature. And then that's also, if you're ever doubting your parenting, just look at your kids.
Just back to the tips.
Just look at your kids. If your kids are respectful and they're not cutting up, and kids gonna be kids, so they're gonna do things that kids do. But if you ever doubt your parenting, just look at your kids, and then from there, you know, you can make your necessary adjustments. All right. Anybody got any tips out there for us? I'm all open to it.
Hey. We're gonna upload this video to YouTube. Be sure to comment. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Comment, like, and subscribe to
The Spill Podcast, my guy. Yep. Rell, tell them where they can find you at.
Find me on Rell's House. That's RellShouse on Instagram. Also follow my business page, Millrich LLC on Instagram. Terrell J. Miles on Facebook.
We forgot to talk about that. Tell them real quick. Tell them about your business.
I am a licensed industrial hemp farmer. If for people who don't know what hemp is, that is marijuana. That is cannabis. I am licensed by the Virginia Department of Agriculture, so I am legal. I got my papers.
He got his papers.
Don't come looking for me, because I got the papers. Now that is, let me be clear, that's CBD only.
CBD. He's in the process. He's definitely.
I'm just getting ready, man. I'm just getting ready, since once they open up the floodgates, I'm gonna be the first one through there.
And I commend you, my brother. Mm-hmm. Also, this your boy Redd Dusky. You can find me on Facebook, Snap, Instagram, REDD_Dusky, DUSKI. Also, we got a future Instagram page coming, YouTube page coming, The Spill Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. On this first episode, we got many more to come. It's your boy Redd Dusky. The Spill.
Your boy Rell.
And we out.